so fast food overconsumption. Oh boy, things have really changed throughout the years. This is going to be a little bit of fun video. I'm excited to check this out.
Morning, welcome back.
Good morning.
Sponsored by Squarespace.
Whoa, never heard about that.
Building your own website and taking your business ventures to the next level. So I've never been a super picky eater back in the day when I was a young wee lad, a falsetto child if you will. My family ate fast food pretty often compared to now. Got to experience the entire food pyramid of Greece. The oil, not the place.
In a couple of days, I'm going to Greece.
You know, the fuck thing is that the fucked up thing is that I was always a picky eater. But I'm also picky with the fact of fatty food. Because I don't like super greasy food. I find it super disgusting and nasty. But at the same time, I would be picky about some certain vegetables there were during the younger age as well.
About it, I probably did order 55 burgers, 55 fries, and 55 tacos during my entire lifetime. Since we lived on a busy street, there would be plenty of options within walking distance. Quick stop at Tim Hortons for breakfast, a brisk jog to Wendy's for lunch, and then we'd saunter over to the Pizza Hut restaurant for dinner when they used to have sit-down restaurants.
I think it's very, in the US, I think that outside of America, whenever somebody explains US, it sounds like everything outside is just junk food. Like every single restaurant you can go to is just a junk food spot. Like that's what it sounds like. Everybody, you go from one fast food joint to another. It's crazy.
As the experts say, walking to your fast food basically cancels out the calories. By experts, I mean, that's what the voices in my head would say when I would make eye contact with the unsettling, melting Wendy's sign. The food was cheap, quick, and good enough quality-wise when my parents didn't feel like making a whole entire meal from scratch. This was also during a time when everyone was blissfully unaware that we were clogging our arteries with heart disease and microplastics. Wonder how many years I shaved off my lifespan. What's done is done. Someone literally ate mattresses for 20 years and they seem fine. I'm sure our bodies can handle a bit of trans fats. Recently, there's been a shift in the fast food scene, and not in a good way. Here's a quick history lesson. Those tiny burgers from the franchise White Castle were named the most influential burger of all time. Yes, the ones that look like they're meant for munchkins. White Castle is credited with opening the first fast food hamburger chain, where each burger was only 5 cents each in 1921 dollars. What used to be known as a budget-friendly way to feed as many people as possible has evolved into something cold, distant, and weird, with nearly 80% of Americans considering fast food a luxury now due to high prices, instead of a fun place you visit several times a week with your parents. Basic items like McDonald's cheeseburgers and Chick-fil-A nuggets have risen as much as 200% in less than 5 years, with dire consequences for the lower and middle-class families, who make up much of the fast food customer base. You probably noticed it with all this new technology making its way into the playing field. Capitalism right now is in its villain arc, and it's something. It's not just the prices that are different, but the overall vibes of what fast food used to be. Everything's more expensive, the portions are smaller, people are shoveling down $50 worth of fast food for a single TikTok. What's that saying? We used to be a country. A proper country. When fast food restaurant decor would look like a 90s plastic Dixie cup fever dream. No wonder I had so many nightmares as a child, and our butts would be greeted with adorable cozy french fry chairs, heated by someone else's disturbingly warm body heat. I know those burger chairs would hate to see 5-year-old me walk through that door. Now everything's sad, gray, looking very sterilized like a hospital waiting room. Or in my eyes, a training camp for young teens battling to the death in front of a cornucopia. These family-friendly establishments don't look as inviting anymore, where you can take an hour out of your day to sit down and chill in the Wendy's sunroom. Modern-day businesses, they're all about the money!
Yeah, everything has turned into just as quick and efficient as possible. They're never like, if you want to, when it comes to fast food joint, they're never like an establishment anymore to invite your family. I think there's some places in the world where they are trying to make it more marketable toward families. I don't know how it is in US now, but at least in Japan and many other European countries, McDonald's is very much trying to advertise it being family friendly. If you go to France, they had an issue with the McDonald's being viewed as low and basically disgusting, and basically for people that are not at a higher class, and it kind of pushed it away because it seemed like food that only if you're extremely poor would be eating or consuming, because it didn't look nice to go there. The food itself didn't look that special. So what they had to do is that they had to really change the establishment. They had to make it more luxurious. They had to change even the menus and the products that are using there to fit the people in France. Else, people wouldn't like even go there anymore. They had a really rough time bringing themselves up in France. But once they did those changes that fit more the culture around there, it did them do them better. And you can see that in some countries having this kind of build up where you're just trying to get food quick and leave, it's not really working that well. Some countries like Japan, they're trying to advertise it more as a family friendly spot where you can sit down, you can sit with your kids, your wife, your husband, and you can have a good meal and enjoy a nice view or enjoy something and just relax and vibe. And it's a good spot. It's not dirty. It's not complete chaos everywhere. You don't have a crackhead sitting there next to the front door. It's clean, it's nice, and that is basically the way a McDonald's being advertised there. But in America, I believe that nowadays people just want to get their food and leave. It's no longer about the factor of sitting there with your family or friends and homies and chilling out. They just want to get their shit and go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
You're the
Not to
crackhead?
say
Yeah,
they
I
weren't concerned
am.
about profits before, there's just no time to hang anymore. Once you step
You sit there
inside,
asking
you need
for
to
the
order
free
your
meals,
bag of
man.
slop, eat it in under 5 minutes, and then get the hell out so you
Yeah.
can serve the next customer.
Exactly. Like most people just want to. I think that it's like the way people view it is that they feel like it's probably a waste of time. They just want to be done as quick as possible.
Could be nostalgia's chokehold on my brain, but the fast food vibes from a few decades ago.
A full restaurant means less money. Yeah, in America it does. I think that again, it depends on what culture you're trying to hit on, right? The factor of that speedy delivery doesn't really work everywhere. Having things that are not luxurious or high standards does not work everywhere. In America, I think people are very time efficient, and McDonald's, all the Burger King, all of these fast food joints are definitely trying to fit that narrative because it also makes them more money. Why would you have a full restaurant when you can have every single customer go in and out, and they do their order and they get their food, they pay, and they leave? Then you can always have a consistent flow of new customers. It's great.
Were more pleasant. I first started noticing it when everyone started hiring the same Silicon Valley interior designer, moving towards a cooler, futuristic looking brand image, I guess.
The once bright, garish colors of the 70s and 80s are no longer in fashion. Gone are the golden arches that embellished McDonald's iconic look, and in are the more contemporary style buildings you see now.
What happened to all the color and campy design choices? I guess this is what's trendy right now. Grays and things that make you feel nothing. Really reminds me of that beige TikTok mom aesthetic from a few years ago, where people would exclusively use neutrals and watered down oatmeal colors for their nurseries so it would match the aesthetics of their homes. Things nowadays only seem to be focused on profit maxing and looking extremely polished. And just like that, we saw the gentrification of fast food. Restaurants that used to be accessible for everyone have turned into something entirely different. Could be the changing times, the corporate greed. Maybe we accidentally crossed into a timeline where everything sucks. Even comparing ads from the 80s and 90s to present day, they just don't hit the same anymore. There was more focus on, hey folks, this is an establishment where you can bring your families to sit down and enjoy a meal together.
You know, Wendy's Super Bar is great for families because there's something for everyone.
And you can see that this used to be the market they did before in America. They used to try to make it family friendly, but that kind of huge change throughout the years. It became less profitable and became it is a different direction that the American people didn't really want anymore.
Fresh salads
These are
from our
real?
garden spot, Mexican food, including do-it-yourself tacos, and delicious pasta with your choice of sauce.
Difference is insane. It completely is. The same goes for everything they're nearly like selling. Most things depends on the market.
And you can come back as often as you like. Plus, right now our Super Bar is an even better value.
Because every day after 4 p.m., Wendy's all-you-can-eat and drink Super Bar is just $3.99.
Oh my god.
Wait a second. I'm shocked to find
$4.
out that Dave is actually a real-life person.
It must be 4 o'clock.
But what's even more shocking is that Wendy's had a $4
Isn't it crazy? Look at these prices and then compare it to now. Like, this is not like super long ago, right? It's not crazy long ago, but like the prices now are insanely different. And you know the worst part? I bet that quality is better than now.
Super Bar with salad
Just the meal by myself is almost $10. Yeah.
and pasta. This is a proper restaurant, bruv. People really did live like kings back in the day for 35 cents a meal. Probably went and bought a house too with the change they got back from their lunch order. All we get after spending 20 bucks on a fast food combo is the lingering thought, maybe it would be cheaper if I did start eating mattresses. Now, you never see a fast food ad with such a wholesome angle. These commercials were a reflection of the times and how hopeful people were back in the day. Also, funny thing I noticed when watching, companies were weirdly obsessed with jingles and forcing their employees to sing.
Okay, so there was no way to play this video without getting it copyrighted, so I will explain what's happening. Family enters Burger King. They go up to the counter to order. Dad asks a series of questions, like he's never been outside before. Burger King employee stares with jarring blue eyes, then proceeds to belt his order into the microphone like she's auditioning for The Voice, while maintaining full eye contact.
Personally, I love a good commercial jingle. I used to lull myself to sleep with the Band-Aid brand song all the time. But this is giving me flashbacks to Can I get a number one with lemonade and some chips?
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, kinda cringe, bro. And the most unrealistic thing about this commercial, people would never be this excited to eat at a Burger King. They're sprinting like they're about to experience a burger for the very first time. Actually, you know what? This is their first time eating.
And would I have to wait long if you made one Whopper with no pickle and no lettuce?
If you ask for more than one thing from a fast food employee now, they would not have the same happy demeanor as this lady. You'd get a blank stare and a, let me ask my manager. Kidding. Fast food workers, we appreciate your service. You are the real heroes and some of the bravest people that I know.
And one dream cone actually make it two.
Good job.
Thank
you.
you.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Brands have realized when it comes to making commercials, we can't be dilly-dallying anymore. If you're gonna advertise to the masses, your ad needs to be
Quick, addictive, and as overstimulating as possible so they can grab what's left of your dwindling attention span. Also, adding a touch of brain rot doesn't hurt.
Maximum aura points. Pop in the preppy
Maximum
just
aura
look at how much
points.
information is packed into these short clips.
A&W new chubby chicks and crunchers, just like extra crunch.
I guess we have become more efficient at telling stories in 30 seconds since we're able to process information so quickly now. And it's not like advertising from 30 years ago didn't have their own version of brain rot.
Where's the beef?
But is a fast food ad that's edited like an epic movie trailer really gonna make me want to eat fries covered in bacon and cheese?
From the people who brought you the Baconator, it's Wendy's Baconator fries, just $1.99.
Damn, okay. That looks really good, and I will be eating that at some point. You might not notice it on a surface level, but advertising does sneakily work, even if you see something in passing and choose to ignore it. Businesses know they only need to plant the marketing seeds into your subconsciousness.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper.
4 days later, you'll start humming the Whopper song in the shower, which in turn makes you want to eat Burger King for the very first time in years. I mean, with the way fast food has invested billions of dollars into advertising campaigns, tapping into the human psyche, companies are locked in at what they need to do to hook you in as a customer.
Tech bros came in and said, the future is limitless with the power of anime and internet on our side. Just like how Squarespace lets you create your own website for really anything you can imagine.
Thanks to their 2 decades worth of industry-leading design expertise, they've made things as easy as possible.
If you even have a basic idea of what you're looking for, can drag and drop things on a screen, then you're golden, no coding required.
Squarespace provides you with all the templates you need to get started, which I appreciate, having the foundations already built, ready to go at any time.
And if we're being honest, the funnest part of web design is getting to pick the images, color schemes, and text you want people to see.
That was my favorite part of building a website for my dog, just in case he wants to pursue his lifelong dream of working in Hollywood. How do I know? He told me, obviously. It was really that simple. With all the different design aesthetics to choose from, all I had to do was put in what I wanted.
They also have tools integrated for e-commerce.
In a few clicks, you can start receiving payments from customers right away, with many
Amazing
popular methods to pay. Klarna, Apple Pay, Afterpay, just to name a few.
Having a nice
ad.
looking website in this day and age is really important for branding. When you use Squarespace, you end up with a professional...
To make my own burgers. At the moment, you know what I think? I think that when it comes to basically fast food prices, it has gone crazy. It's so expensive now. It's not really worth anymore to even order anything from fast food, because you can just get the plain products and make them at home for way cheaper. Fast food should be quick and cheap, but it's no longer cheap. It's definitely quick, but the quality is as low as always, and it costs as much as buying quality products. There's no even need to order any more fast food. It's wild.
Looking site that goes with any type of brand image.
Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Edvasian to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. In 2012, fast food restaurants spent roughly $4.6 billion on advertising campaigns, which represented an 8% increase from 2009. In the same time period, McDonald's spent nearly 3 times as much on advertising as all water, milk, and produce advertisers spent combined.
And suddenly, we've replaced all the liquids in our body with grease and chicken nuggets.
Delicious.
The 2010s were also a time when social media was thriving, with Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat blowing up. Remember those guys? They're basically considered senior citizens at this point. Everyone was on their phones, ready to consume whatever the internet had to offer during this wild west of a time.
One of those things was the start of influencer marketing making its way over to the general public. YouTubers with millions of followers, while not as popular as traditional celebrities, were able to connect better with their fans before we even knew what parasocial meant.
We've entered the golden age of content creation, where posting anything really could go viral overnight.
Yeah, quick average wait time for delivery Foodora is 25 to 45 minutes. Yeah, most people don't even go anymore to the fast food joint. They ask them to be delivered to your house. And then you get them, like, it takes like 25 to an hour to get your fast food. You might as well just make that home, you know? You might as well just order groceries to your house for the whole week and just make whatever at home. Like, making a burger at home literally takes 5 minutes. It literally takes 5 minutes. So why would you not just make it at home?
And the fans were more loyal than ever. There was a big spike in fast food brands investing into content creators and influencers to capitalize on their audience. And one of the more notable internet personalities to start working with a fast food chain is Shane Dawson, when he starred in a Taco Bell commercial.
Uh-oh, this looks like 6 ice cubes. You know I like 7. Thank you.
What the fuck? What is this Shane Dawson? Dude, I cannot... Fucking Shane Dawson, bro. I cannot look at the man anyway, the same way anymore. I swear, dude. I swear.
My bell works the same way. It learns your favorite orders to make ordering easier.
This just unlocked like 10 years of repressed memories. And in internet years, this is basically 10 lifetimes ago. Crazy to see how something like this was so groundbreaking at the time. Fast forward to now, we've entered the age where every celebrity, influencer, TikToker, fast food mukbang person has some sort of meal collab with a fast food chain.
Once companies saw how well this business model worked, we started getting things like Megan Thee Stallion hot sauce with Popeyes, Sabrina Carpenter.
Stop, I'm gonna throw up. I don't like him. I think a lot of people don't like him after what happened, like this thing happened. And like there were so many different situations with him that was kind of nasty and weird.
And Charlie D'Amelio drinks with Dunkin' Donuts.
Ooh.
McDonald's collecting all the famous people like Pokemon and giving them a meal. And Justin Bieber
and it works. They're getting people into it really quickly.
Working with Canadian coffee chain Tim Hortons.
Not gonna lie, as a Canadian, this worked on me. Whoever was in the marketing room when they decided to call Timbits Tim Biebs, they were locked in and ready for a raise. This is one of the reasons why we're seeing fast food get so expensive. Companies are spending a good chunk of their annual budget on these famous people collabs.
Some deals were even estimated to range from $20 to $50 million for an endorsement, which doesn't seem like a very smart investment on the brand side. Are you guys okay?
But brands aren't paying this much because they think the collab will make this money back. It's for the exposure, clout, and revamp to their brand image.
Notice how it's cool to eat fast food now? Because of all these rappers.
I'll be real with you, if this was near me, I would buy it. Like, screw these damn celebrities, but like, I don't eat fast food ever. Like, nearly ever. I don't remember last time I had No, actually, I do remember. I had 2 double cheeseburgers at Burger King when I was stuck because the trains were not going and I was hungry as fuck. And it would take me like 5 hours to get back home. And it was just a mess to get home during that Christmas. So I had Burger King. But before that, I don't remember last time I had fast food. But like, I'd go anywhere if I saw a Honkai Star Rail ad. If I could get any like any like Wuthering Waves or Honkai Star Rail shit, I would go there for sure.
Cool to eat fast food now because of all these rappers, idols, and popular creators promoting it.
Your attention is currency.
I never understood people buying bowls. Like, I don't get why you would ever buy a bowl. It's so easy to make at home. Like, this shit is just like random bullshit shoved together. It's like, this is the easiest thing to make.
Promoting it. Your attention is currency when everyone's trying to grasp at whatever free time you have left to sell you something. We can barely watch a 10-second TikTok without wanting to scroll to the next thing.
For some chains, the celebs are a powerful lure that can entice customers to download restaurant apps or join loyalty programs to get
Do we all look like chefs? You don't even know what need to be a chef. Do you know how to use a knife and cut things to pieces? GG, you got it. Most of these things are like beans. It's fucking beans.
Or even free food. During its celebrity meal campaigns, which began in September 2020, McDonald's has seen 10 million downloads of its app. By offering rewards and a loyalty program, McDonald's is hoping that the same consumer...
I wish that, listen, if they started selling things and it looked as good as they did in the commercial, I think a lot more people would start buying fast food.
McDonald's is hoping that the same consumer will come back to the app and find that
Man, that
McDonald's
burger looks
is a
good.
cool, savvy, hip place to grab food. These celebrity partnerships are also helping brands gain access to where millions of digital natives spend tons of time. Instagram, TikTok, and other social media platforms.
We don't hold celebs on as high a pedestal anymore, but they clearly still have some influence. Speaking of influencers and content creators, it seems like they're eating more than ever. Just type fast food in the search bar and you'll get tons of content of people eating. It's a whole genre. Gonna be really tough trying to explain this to aliens in the future.
What the fuck?
Sometimes it'll be a chill taste test of a new...
How are these girls built? Like, how can you eat this much chocolate and sweet? Damn. That cake looks hella good though. I will say that. That cake looks good.
burger or cookie that just dropped. Sometimes there'll be 3 entrees eaten in one sitting. Sometimes it'll be day 6 out of 7 of eating unhealthy food again because your livelihood depends on it.
The news is saying people are eating less fast food because of how expensive it is. But if you're chronically online, it doesn't seem that way. I don't think all mukbangs or eating content is bad. They do have their place. When I'm curious about a new sandwich where the bread is 2 fried chicken thighs sprinkled with Baja Blast sauce, I'll search it up and see what the reviews are saying. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I
I'd get sick eating that. I would puke very quickly. I cannot eat sweets that much like that.
But
That's
I would
crazy.
gladly watch someone else eat it.
Macarons are yummy.
Know, what does a crumble?
I'm not the biggest fan of macarons, but I know a lot of people love them. Every time the macarons are actually one of the default things I usually buy whenever I go to I go to have breakfast with someone or have like a coffee at someone's place. I always bring macarons or like muffins, like either one of them, because most people love macarons and they're like a little bit varied in flavors.
Cookie burger tastes like.
I love burgers so much.
Nice.
But I love cookie
Same.
burgers even.
I would never eat this, but yeah, I love burgers, man.
Watching someone inhale an entire Chipotle burrito into their lungs does give me weird cravings for it.
It is
Must
actually
be
kind
the
of incredible.
caveman part of my brain trying to communicate with me.
For somebody that can't like take a big bite of everything, I find it very incredible how these people are just inhaling food. Like, I wish I could inhale food because, like, you know, food is a protein and all that bullshit, you know. You got to get your nutrients. But, like, they're eating food so quickly. I eat food so slow.
When mukbangs first started, it was thought of as a way for live streamers to connect with their audience by eating a...
I thought it was started because people were lonely and they wanted to eat together with somebody. I thought that was the reason it started.
With them. Now that the market's saturated with so much competition, you need to stand out if you want views and growth.
Yeah.
The crazier
you gotta eat the fast
more
food.
You eat, the more views you'll get.
It's just so interesting to see what the human body can withstand. There's a lot of fast food reviewers that have blown up over the years because of their bizarre eating personas. Here's a list of things I've seen. Someone eating a giant Chipotle burrito.
This girl here is kind of trying to get people to react though. Like, this is one of the people that are trying to make people feel bad for her. Because she was like skinny and then she got super fat.
Burrito smothered in sauce in 5 bites. Someone eating an entire block of cheese in 2 bites. A skinny Korean lady ate 10 bowls of noodles. Not in a day, but for lunch. She was anatomically...
Yeah, where the fuck does all of this food go? Like, these skinny Korean girls, how do they eat all of this shit, man? Where does it go? Like, what kind of acid do you have in your system? Like, where does all of this food go? Like, look at all of these bowls.
He ate 10 bowls of noodles, not in a day, but for lunch. She was anatomically half noodles afterwards. Getting stuck in a niche from something that made you go viral is a pretty common occurrence for most creators. It's the cycle of content creation. Make video on specific thing, get fame, money from it, rinse and repeat.
Then your mindset becomes fixated on growing forever, so the next video's gotta be bigger, better, with more food and more eating. Feels like this is how we ended up with the mukbang genre, shifting into eating as much as possible, as nasty as possible.
If you...
I mean, I'd still enjoy watching someone's mukbang if they peckishly ate a Chipotle burrito bowl with chopsticks. Let's start holding space for that. There's also been so much talk about the
I'm not that fat yet. The wildest part is that it's always people with high metabolism doing this. Like, most of the people doing this have high metabolism and they're like skinny as fuck. But man, they are like, their body's probably screaming.
Since we have so much available to us at any time.
Fast food isn't associated with being cheap and only for lower middle class feeding their families anymore. It's a trendy internet spectacle where all the hip, cool kids hang. Brands don't even have to lift a finger. All of this is free advertising for them.
The supply and demand, it's real. The audience sees content creators they like eating fast food. They get influenced to eat fast food. Then companies raise their prices because they know people will still
Find that
buy
appealing? I don't know what it is, but for some reason, looking at like fast food and fast food eating videos, like review videos, I think a lot of people find that interesting. I'm not sure why. I think they're thinking about, oh, what the fuck do I want to eat? I'm not exactly sure what it is, but the market for those videos are very, very popular. Like, order everything on the menu from Wendy's, order everything from the menu from KFC. Like, those videos pop the fuck off. I think people just love looking at fast food.
You'd think the rise in
They like
price and
thinking about it, but they don't want to do it.
imagery brand would make the food quality better. They're marketing themselves as a premium product now, when in reality,
Not a
it's
big
stayed
fan of
relatively the
KFC.
same.
I've not had KFC in probably 10 years or 5. I had it when I was like a young teenager. But man, like, KFC chicken popcorns are like hella good. That's all I know. I think every time I've had KFC in the past, they were fucking bomb. But I don't know what it is. I think that KFC depends where you are in the world. Because, like, the quality I've heard about KFC, I think KFC is doing better in America now. But some places in America, it's decent. Some places, ass. If you go to Japan, KFC is a fucking bomb there. It's amazing. It's insanely good. I think the same with China. There's a lot of places KFC is absolute bomb. But many other places, it's just nasty and weird.
If not worse in some cases.
Sure, companies are telling us they're making less than before because of inflation or whatever, but millions of dollars is still millions of dollars. Charging restaurant meal prices for a Five Guys order,
that is nuts.
Just doesn't make sense.
One tweet going viral calling the cost of a meal out of control, along with this receipt apparently showing a $22 price tag for a bacon cheeseburger, regular soda, and little fry.
I think this is nuts to sell a bacon cheeseburger for $12.50 in US, whenever you could probably buy 400 grams of ground meat for probably $6. How much does that cost? Like, this is way too much.
My personal sentiment to all these fast food companies:
don't forget your roots, bitch.
Also said that to a plant I repotted. Well, another case of things getting worse because of factors and reasons out of our control.
With the way tech bros are infiltrating the fast food space, I'm predicting in about 20 years, all our meals
this is a good game.
come in pill form, with 100% of the nutrients and flavor you need without any of the chewing, saving you a bunch of free time to do other stuff like doom scroll on Xiaohongshu, cause TikTok is about to be obliterated.
At least we still have food that mostly resembles food for the time being. Who knows what these businesses will cook up next? If you enjoyed what this establishment cooked up today, support your local guy on the internet by liking this video.
Squeaks, been a long time.
How am I supposed to know if you like me if you don't tell me? Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.
I think that in many ways the market has changed. Definitely, it has changed. The view on, depending on where you are in the world, like the view on how it's meant to be presented has shifted a lot. It has in a way been because of the interest of the people themselves, but it depends on the region in many regards. But also when it comes to the prices. Inflation has been a bitch. And in other words, it has been a bitch. They have increased the prices, but they can increase the prices. Now, I will look at fast food and I think to myself, damn, that's like, first of all, I if we're thinking about the prices, I think to myself, I could just go to a restaurant, a normal restaurant. I could probably make the meal way cheaper myself. It's way quicker. It's more time efficient to make it myself at this point. It's not faster. It's not cheaper. So why would I ever go there? But at the end of the day, if you look at how much all of these fast food joints are making, like their graphs are just going up the roof. They're making hella bank. They're making bank. Like McDonald's last year, I think it was one of the most profitable years. So it is working for them. It definitely is. But yeah, I think that the family spirit and everything else goes more to the local restaurants now. And I think I wonder how things will change, how things will shift. But I feel like as we go on, more focus will be going away from all these fast food joints because the pricing is just, it's not even worth it. And once people realize it, probably people will move on, because if you cannot bring your family over there, if there's no other values than just getting cheap and quick food, and they don't even give that, then I don't see why the hell you would stick around to it. But anyways, tell me down below what you think. Like the video if you enjoy it. Sub to the channel if you watch more. And if you want to live, you're free to come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/Ali. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.